What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm coming to you today from South Carolina. I'm up here visiting family in Georgia, in North Georgia, for Christmas. So I figured why not hop the line into South Carolina and do some herping. So it's kind of a gross, foggy, cold day. I think the high today is 60 degrees. So not a great day for finding snakes, but I figured why not take the opportunity to look for something that loves these conditions, salamanders. So we'll see if I can find any. I'll let you guys know when I come across. Alright, so walking this creek here. Under this big rock, I flipped a nice southern two-lined salamander. And I believe this is my first one from South Carolina. So, pretty cool. Happy with that. I'm going to keep looking to see if I can turn up anything a little more rare, but what a beautiful little salamander. It's the same genus that contains the three-lined salamander that we see so much in northern Florida, back where I'm at. So, a familiar face, but still cool. We're going to let him get back to it. I'm going to try to guide him back underneath his rock. I actually take a photo of him first. That's a handsome salamander. Some nice bark laying here. Sometimes this stuff can be good for snakes. Man, if it was sunny out, this would be a great place for timbers. All these rocks and outcroppings. But the sky looks like that. It is warming up a little though, so there could be hope to see a snake. Update, flipping these rocks. I just lost a Webster salamander, which was my main target out here. Well, one of my targets out here today, because I believe in South Carolina they're actually endangered, if I'm remembering correctly. So that would be a really cool find. It was under that big flat rock over there, but I was on the phone with my dad when I flipped it and it escaped. But oh well, I'm gonna keep flipping these rocks and see if I can find another one. The other thing I'd love to see today would be a red salamander, but I gotta find some seeps, I think, for my best luck at those. But I also saw this over here on this hillside. It's lots of nice rocks, and that is a perfect hibernaculum for copperheads, you know, timbers, really any snake, but I'll see one. That would have been cool though. See if we can do some magic right in here. Come on, Websters. That's a snake egg right there, it looks like. Sure enough. These look like snake eggs. Could be skinks. Not sure what snake that would be, but pretty cool. I want to see a Webster's. The theme of this video seems to be salamanders narrowly escaping, because I just saw a beautiful two-line salamander in the leaves and rocks, and it got away. But that's the name of the game, I guess. Woo, I'm gassed. I'm going back up to the ridge top because that was where I found the other one. And I got down in there and wasn't finding anything, so I'm assuming they like higher elevation, so I'm going to go back up here. I like drier woodland habitats rather than creek bottoms. So I'm going to flip in these rocks here. Some nice ones here. I'm going to work my way over. Hopefully we'll get another one. I've not found a Webster salamander since the one that got away. After much hiking and getting lost and trials and tribulations, there is another Webster salamander. That was way harder than it should have been. What a cute little guy. I'm going to put him on top of this rock so he doesn't get away, and then we're going to talk about him. So this is a Webster salamander, and the reason I've been trying so hard to find one today is because they have a very limited range in South Carolina, and these are actually, well, the other one was my lifer Webster salamander that I got today that I didn't get to show on camera. But yeah, I thought it'd be cool to get my lifer in a state where they're really uncommon. They're only found in a very small portion of the state here in South Carolina. There's one little population here, and I managed to see some of them today. So that's really cool. They're a little plethodonted salamander. They live in these ridge tops, relatively dry ridge tops and rocky slopes in these foothills. So pretty exhausting hike getting to this area, but I'm so glad I finally got one in hand to look at it. What a cool little creature. And it's always nice to see a salamander you've never seen before. I've seen lots of zigzag salamanders, but these are different. And the characteristic thing with the Webster salamander is that bright orange tail. And albeit this one is kind of dull, but I'm not complaining at all. He's still really cool. But this is about max size. They can get a little bit bigger. They can have a longer tail. This guy, I believe, is actually, he may have lost his tail before. That could be why it's not completely orange. But really cool. I'm glad we were able to check this off the list today and see this beautiful little animal. I was a little bit concerned that we weren't going to get to see one because, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of hurricane damage from Hurricane Helene right here. So really cool that it worked out and we get to see this beautiful little salamander. So we're going to let him go and keep hiking. Maybe something else will turn up, but I'm happy now. I can go home feeling accomplished. And with that, we'll take this beautiful little salamander and put him back under his rock where he belongs. And hope that this little population continues to thrive up here. Nice. On my way out, here's a whole an old midden. This looks like a thing off one of those old gas pumps. Fun little challenge. It took a while to find those Webster salamanders and a lot of hiking up and down ridges that I didn't video. So thanks guys for watching. I might add on to this video when I get back to Florida because I'm going to be hanging out with some friends and doing some fun stuff. So if you guys want to hang around for that, look at this big Gulf Coast box turtle. Look at the size of him. Look at the head on that thing. Wow. Look at this big guy. Wow. Look at this monstrosity of a Gulf Coast box turtle. I have larger than average hands, so it makes him kind of look smaller than he is, but Jeremy, put your hand next to him.
Look at him.
Look at the size of that monster.
No, I have smaller than average hands.
Do you? Well, you know, gauge it how you will. Somewhere in the middle there.
Imagine a hand slightly larger than mine, but smaller than Jay's.
Yeah.
You have this beautiful box turtle.
You can tell he's a male from that. Well, for one, pretty sure the males are larger with this species. He's quite huge, and then he's got this divot in his belly. That makes it easier for him to climb on top of the female.
I did not know about that at all.
Yeah. So cool. Alright guys, I'm out here at work, and right over there we got our native plant beds, our nurseries where we grow marsh grasses. And I was over here weeding those, and I walked around and I saw this, you know, landscaping tarp. So I followed it around because sometimes you can find snakes along these things. And I noticed these boards, which I've never seen before, but they've been here. So I went to flip them, and I didn't really record anything because I didn't think I would see much, but
Started flipping through them, and I found one of my favorite little snakes that you can find in Florida. In my entire life, I've only seen 4 of these things, so this is my 5th one ever, and here it is. This is a pinewoods litter snake. Now, they look pretty boring to some people. I mean, they're just a little small reddish-brown snake, but I think they're beautiful. And the cool thing about them is they're in the genus Radineae, which is a tropical genus of snakes. So Florida, up into, I think you can find these all the way, yeah, up into South Carolina. So that is the northernmost extent of the range for this genus. The rest of this guy's cousins are down in Central and South America. So just based on that, they're a pretty cool snake, pretty cool genus. So really neat. They're not really like anything else that we have in the southeastern U.S. They just have a different look and feel to them, and because of that, they're just really cool to me. They're centipede-eating snakes, and I've seen quite a few centipedes down there. Really any little invertebrates, but there's quite a few red centipedes in these boards that I was flipping right here. So he's probably feeding on those, and they're just pretty secretive. Like I said, they're very uncommon in the state of Georgia, where I'm originally from, and I've only seen 4 of them in that state, and it was all on the same day. So their range is very restricted there. So down here in Florida, they still have a pretty localized populations. Their range isn't super widespread, but where they're at down here, they're a lot more common. Even so, this is my first one since moving down here, and I've been down here for a few years. So all in all, really cool. They're really iridescent and a beautiful little snake.